previous successes, and we should continue. It is concentrating on a sector that is vital to Egypt, agricultural sector, where Egypt enjoys an obvious comparative advantage, and whether we want it or not, with the development of the northern Mediterranean countries, they will have to rely on the southern Mediterranean countries for the supply of fruits, vegetables, and horticultures. The complementarity between the north and the south is obvious, and we need to continue our cooperation in order to ensure that this complementarity is done the best possible way. So I thank you, and you will get from me, from the ministry, all the possible support, all the needed support for the smooth execution of this initiative. I think Ali Bey, who is here, and all representing the sector, the Egyptian sector, is, I'm sure, extremely happy with this initiative and is going to help us and to cooperate and to enjoy the benefits and the results of this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here today. Also, I'd like to thank in particular the Minister and also Hala for convening this meeting with all the stakeholders of this very important project of the Italian-Egyptian cooperation. We regard the Green Trade Initiative as a kind of a flag of the Italian-Egyptian cooperation, which is crucial for both countries. It's crucial for Egypt and the Egyptian economy that we would like to succeed. And this is not something that we have to start certainly from scratch, but we build on projects we have already developed over the past years, thanks to the assistance of the Italian aid and cooperation. We will continue to do so, and the best way to proceed and to make it a success, I think, is exactly this kind of coordination with all the sectors, people, representatives directly involved in the implementation of the project. You can count on Italian government full support, Italian embassy, myself, and use us also as of course as a point of contact to mobilize all the relevant actors in Italy to make this project a success. I will leave it here, and thank you very much again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Would you like to give your presentation? Yes.
Good morning, Sarah here, also on behalf of UNIDO. It's really a pleasure to be here with all of you. Thank you very much to His Excellency the Minister and His Excellency the Italian Ambassador. What I will try to do is just to walk you through quickly the project. So we heard it's important for Egypt, it's important for Italy. It's an excellent partnership that is building upon experiences that we had already jointly. So I would like to just remind all of us what are the important points of this project. I'm sure you had the occasion to look at the project document, but here is a short summary. So first of all, we are talking about the agribusiness sector in Egypt. And here the minister already reminded us of the fact that it's a very important one. There are really huge opportunities in terms of labor that is created out of this sector, and therefore, inclusive development for the Egyptian communities. 1/3 of the national labor force works in agriculture. So imagine what type of impact that this sector has on job creation. It's very important for economic growth as well. Here it's, we give the figure of 15% of GDP, but this is only agriculture. So agribusiness, including also food, manufacturing side, is even more important than that. And there is a distinctive comparative advantage of the agribusiness sector in Egypt because of the issue of proximity that has been already mentioned, and the fact of seasonality. Therefore, you know, and the fact that it's very there are still low production costs. Therefore, are all competitive advantages that we want to capitalize on. The importance of the sector, but also the fact that there are a number of challenges that are affecting these sectors. Just imagine that 40% of products end up in waste. This is really a missed opportunity, and is really something that we want to work on for several reasons that we will tackle. There is the issue of quality and safety. It's an obvious one, especially if we want to think about export markets. Obsolete skills and technologies, inefficient use of resources, very important. The quantity of water that is wasted, that is not well used, and the land also that is not correctly used. The productivity per unit of land is still very low, and a lot can be done in that respect. There is a weak institutional framework and a disconnect among actors. That's why it's so important, has been said already, that all the relevant actors are sitting around the table and will partner in this project. So, in that context, what is the Green Initiative about? What is that we want to do together? We want to implement this project that is funded by the Italian-Egyptian Debt for Development Scope program, and it will last 3 years. Starting date is January 2014 for the operations, but we started the coordination already ahead of that. And with the national counterparts that, as you know, will be the Ministry of Industry, however, in close collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Transport. The budget is about 55 million Egyptian pounds, and the geographical focus will be a national coverage, so all over the country. The components reflect the challenges that we have analyzed before. Okay, so the first component will focus on a national quality scheme. We want that Egyptian products are quality products and that they conform to the standards which are necessary for the international market. The second refers to logistics. So we want also to make sure that logistics are in place to facilitate the movement of these products. The access to finance and investment. And here we will see that the emphasis is not only on availability of financing, but on access and on the fact that the existing schemes should be appropriate for the agricultural sector. And finally, the market access, the obvious one, and the fact that we want to facilitate new partnership and the access to new markets. So just to go a little bit deeper in what I just said, the overall goal, we are aware, is the competitiveness for export that is defined in the project document as larger volumes of production and export and a wider number of operators, which is important because we want to be inclusive and create more opportunities. And as I said, the issue of standards and control is a crucial one in order to guarantee the quality. And there we will work at the level of law instruments, codes of good practices, certification mechanisms, traceability, building on an experience we have already conducted, pilot projects on 8 crops that are the ones that have most potential, and minimize the use of pesticides to make sure that we have also healthy products. In terms of logistics, we will start from the obvious point of having an inventory of existing infrastructure, especially cold chain and packaging. And then we will look into the promotion of new investment, revising processes and conventions such as the TIER convention. On finance and investment, as I said, it's a lot about harmonization, coordination and streamlining of available schemes, as well as diffuse information and set incentive to facilitate their usage. And finally, market access is about information, contacts, especially between Egypt and Italy as an entry point into Europe, as well as collaboration, hopefully also some joint ventures. Now, here I just wanted to mention the fact that there is some previous experience, some good collaboration that we have done in the past that we will definitely use for the benefit of this project. So the e-trace project that was also funded by Italy and was implemented in collaboration with the Ministry of Industry and other partners, very important because we worked already on traceability and we will use that experience. Plus other projects such as the Salassel, which was a pro-poor horticultural value chain project, and the EMAP that is ongoing. And again, you know, here we did build some know-how together, and we will make use of that. Finally, just a word on what I called looking at the bigger picture. Why is it important that this is not a project among others, but is the project that we hope we really make a contribution in terms of policies and the really structural changes of this important industrial sector. What we want to see at the end of this project is in these structural changes that we have described before. And this will result in gains in terms of productivity and value addition in the sector. And therefore creating new jobs, we hope, and increasing the inclusion of youth and small-scale entrepreneurs in production. In partnership is a very important element with the Italian private sector and institutions. So that's what we want to see. However, we also want to see this having a policy impact in the sense that it will change, we hope, the strategy, the incentives, the policy direction of the Ministry of Industry in support of this sector in a way that will create institutional sustainability and therefore upscaling into other value chain, into other agro-industrial sectors. So we want in the end to have this as a policy model to be replicated in the future and have a wider impact beyond even the Green Trade Initiative. So just to conclude, a very initial view on the project governance. How will this project be run? We will have a project management unit as lean and efficient, effective as possible, which will be led by an Egyptian project coordinator and national project coordinator in partnership with an Italian project coordinator. And we will have then the project steering committee. As you know, this is already the kick-off meeting of that committee that will be the highest instance of decision making and strategic orientation. Then, very importantly, we will have focal points in the ministries who are partner of this project and that have been already nominated, in fact. And this will then constitute also 4 technical advisory groups for each of the components that I have mentioned before. Because this will really include experts, technical people who will be able to provide the project with the expertise and know-how and connect to the various other initiatives that are ongoing and that relate to this to create synergies. Then, of course, we will work with service providers, and we will work both with government service providers, but also with private sector service providers, building their capacity to reach out to beneficiaries. And therefore, the idea is really that